Hi, welcome back. This is Ryan and I'm here with another exercise sheet in SolidWorks for those of you who have asked me to put more exercise. And as always, you can download the exercise sheet link in the description below. So without any further ado and wasting time, let's get started. So this is the component that we're going to create in this video. Let's get to it. This is the drawing for it, and you can download it from the link in the description below, just below the webinar link. Now, when you get a drawing like this, you have to break it down into sections that you understand. I'm not just gonna go to SolidWorks to start drawing anything. I would love to start my drawing putting one circle into the center. So if it was me doing this for the very first time, even though this was not the case when I created this part, I would place this circle on the coordinate system. So I see one circle here, then a half circle on the other side on the right, then I will see some tangential lines. By the way, these two are tangentials, and we will take it from there. So let's do this. Draw two circles here and two half circles here. For a half circle, it's simple, you just connect them together like this, then use trim entities to cut them. If you don't know why they turned into center lines, it's because this option is checked. If I uncheck it, I can't get rid of. So let's add some dimensions for now. The outer radius is 35, so 70 is diameter, and the inner diameter is 50. So let's add these two first. We have 70 and we have 50. Same goes here. We have 60, not same basically, 60 on the inside and 80 on the outside, or 30-40 when we are working with radius. These two lines, these two centers are in a horizontal relationship. We're going to add that. And we take it from here. Now, we have a curve connecting these two circles with a radius of 230, which is not shown here, but by the time you're going to download the document, it will be here. 230 is the radius of this curve. So I'm going to use a 3-point arc to connect these two together roughly, and a line to connect the bottom half. Now, all I have to do is to select these two, make them tangential, repeat it for 3 more times, and I have it set 230. Done. Now, the sketch is still underdefined. Let's see what we are missing. The distance between the two. The distance between the two centers are not defined here. However, we have the total distance, which is 145. For that, we have learned we can use smart dimensions, pick one of the edges here, and since we don't have any edge here, we hold shift on the keyboard and select the edge of the circle. Now we can place or set the value and everything goes fully defined. At this level, I'm going to move and do some extrusions, which is 30 on the outer, and we have 2 times 10, which is the cavity which we see here in the dashed lines. So 10, 10, 10. In this case, it means this area in the middle is extruded 10, and these two circles are extruded 30. Let's start with the middle. I'm going to go mid-plane. You don't have to, we can go blind as well. 10. Reuse the sketch by opening the combo, selecting the sketch, leave it highlighted, then directly click on extruded bus, and over here I can select the other areas. So 30, it should be the case, but since I'm going to create only half of this part and mirror it to the other side, I'm gonna reduce the values in half. It means this goes 15, and this 10 has to also change into 5. It's always easier to create half of your model if it's symmetric, and then at the end just mirror it. Now we're gonna move to the next part, which is these two chamfers over here. We have 2 of them at the value of 5, also adjusted, which we can add easily by selecting the edge, pick chamfer. I picked fillet over here, set the value to 5 and click OK. Next, I would see this wall, which is dividing this component almost in half. It is not exactly in half because over here we have a curve and here's a line. So let's just add this wall here first. The thickness of the wall is 5 and it's obviously connecting the two circles together. So I'm going to use a plane that cuts the component in half, in this case top plane, and activate the sketch on that. So without paying too much attention to the details, I'm gonna change my view style to hidden lines and start drawing from the inner line of the hidden line. The reason I do that is if I start drawing on the outer lines, outer contour of the component, I'm gonna face some zero geometry issues, and that's why I'm gonna place the inner lines of the wall onto the component so we don't face any issue with that. 5 with midplane because it's in the middle, and done. So you see there is no edge here, there is no edge there, it looks fine. We have two cavities over here which are created using offset, value of 10 for both of them. So it's easy, you just activate the drawing on this plane. How did I do that if you ask? It's easy. One, click on a flat surface and click on sketch. Now you have just activated the sketch mode, therefore you can start drawing on that. I'm going to select this and click on offset, set it to 10, and it doesn't work. If it didn't work, just click on reverse, then it does. Done. Same goes for this one. Reverse, done. Now we're going to use this and create two holes into the component. So next. Hey, you thought I forgot about the pros? No, we have our pro tip. Now, in this tip, I'm going to teach you something cool. In this tip, I'm going to teach you how to duplicate your chamfers without having to use the chamfer function over and over and over again. So quickly, let's learn that and we jump back to the exercise. We have a chamfer here and I'm going to add it to this edge and this one here. I'm just going to hold Control key down, drag this and drop it on this edge. Same goes for this one. As long as it makes sense, you can drag and drop chamfers. If it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't work. It doesn't work in this case, for example. All right, guys, that's it. Now let's just go back to the exercise. So next we have to add these holes, which are created using Hole Wizard with these specifications. We have 4 pairs because we have two sets here. And since this component, as I said, is symmetric, I'm going to create only 4 of them on the top and then do the mirroring. Then it will almost be finished. So we can see the distance that they are placed from the top is 7.5 or bottom, doesn't matter. And they are placed at 60 degrees apart. It means you just have to create a circular pattern for 6 of them and remove 2 of them because automatically you get the same value. Going back here, going to Hole Wizard, this is the setup you have to use. You're going to use countersink, asymmetric, flathead screw, M2, normal, and you leave it at blind. You go to positions. You place the first one roughly here. You don't have to create, you don't have to place it in the exact right position. So I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to open its combo and edit its 3D sketch, which is only a point. So let's see where this point should be. We can see that it is placed 15.14 degrees apart from this vertical line if we look at it this way. So we're going to have a line first of all here, and we're going to have another line connected to the edge of the circle at 15.14. Since this is a 3D sketch, there is something wrong. We can see that. So instead of connecting it to this edge, let's just connect it to this one that we know is on the same plane. Now we can add the angle 15.14. Now that's fine. Now this should be placed exactly 7.5 from the top. So we're not going to place it exactly on this point. Next, I'm going to continue drawing a center line down and connect it to this edge. And of course, this has to go along Z. Now it's fully defined. And if I select its midpoint and this point, which is going to define the position of that hole, and click coincident, it will be placed on the midpoint. Now, since we have 15 for the extrusion of the circle, midpoint would automatically end up on 7.5. And the angle is right, so you just go ahead and rebuild it. Next, we're going to use a circular pattern, use this as a feature, and select the inner surface of the circle to create 6 of them. But we know we only need 4, so let's see which 2 should go away. When you look at it from the top, these 2 are missing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are missing. Therefore, I open instances to skip. Now I pick this purple point for these 2, and I will be left with nothing but these 4 in the right height and right position. Before I continue, we know it's a symmetric part, so I'm gonna click on bodies to mirror, pick the whole body, and as a mirror face, you select this flat surface on the bottom. Now you have everything set up. One last check. No, it's not everything. We have 2 chamfers, 45 degrees, value of 5 on the top and bottom edge of this half circle. Let's add them too, which would be this one. Value 5 from last time is there, and this time is okay. Now, just to check if you have created the component the right way, go to Evaluate tab, click on Mass Properties, and let me know if you get these 3 values. Center of mass in millimeters, of course. Make sure if you're working with different system, change it to mmgs just to read these values when you're creating this component. All right, if you like the video, make sure to leave a comment, like and subscribe, and share, and dance. Don't forget that last part. Dance if you like the video. Also, make sure to check the link on the top right corner. I don't know which corner will be right. I'm going to point to both of them, and then in post I will choose the right one. Damn, I shouldn't have thought. Check my free webinar. See you in the next video.